The Great Council spire was older than most stars that burned within the Orion Arm. It stretched nearly a kilometer into the clouds above Veritas Prime, its spires shimmering with ancient energy fields. Inside its vaulted chamber, 53 species sat upon elevated platforms, arranged like judges at the trial of all creation. And for the first time in its long history, the Council prepared to condemn an entire civilization. Humanity. Ambassador Adrian Wolf walked into the chamber beneath 1,000 hostile gazes. He was alone, not because humans lacked diplomats, but because none wished to stand here today. No delegation accompanied him, no entourage, no security detail. Just a solitary Terran in a black diplomatic uniform. Murmurs rippled across the platforms. Humans come alone. A show of arrogance. No, a show of desperation. At the center podium, High Speaker Gerat, a translucent being of swirling vapor, addressed the chamber. Ambassador Wolf, Gerat whispered coldly, you stand before the Council accused of destabilizing the galaxy, violating territorial boundaries, and provoking war with at least 7 member species. How do you answer these charges? Adrian's voice was calm. Humanity has done none of those things. A thunderous wave of outrage erupted across the hall. The reptilian growl hissed, your warships crossed our borders. The obsidian-scaled Vorthan slammed his claws. Your colonies expand unchecked. The Avirii Tri-Wing shrieked, you challenge the Council's authority. Adrian stood unfazed. We crossed your borders, he corrected, to stop the Outrider plague from spreading to your worlds, because you refused to intervene. The Grawl senator snarled but offered no rebuttal. As for expansion, Adrian continued, we colonized unclaimed systems. We violated no treaty. And as for challenging the Council, he looked directly at the High Speaker. We merely asked for equal representation. A hush fell. Many species tensed. Equality was not a welcome concept here. Gerat floated downward until it loomed above Adrian like a storm cloud. The Council, it whispered, requires obedience, not equality. Those words were not meant to slip out loud, but they did. And the chamber reacted with approval. The Council had shown its true face. Adrian bowed his head slightly. Then there is nothing more to discuss. He turned to leave. Stop him, Gerat ordered. Dozens of enforcers stepped forward, armored soldiers from 20 species. Energy spears crackled to life. Adrian froze. The Council has reached a verdict, Gerat declared. Humanity's refusal to submit constitutes rebellion. Effective immediately. A deep, resonant hum filled the air as the Council's seal ignited. The galaxy declares war upon Earth. Cheers erupted. Platforms shook with the triumph of entire civilizations reveling in the downfall of a lesser species. And Adrian Wolf looked at them, all of them, with a sadness none recognized. Not fear. Not panic. Just sorrow. Then you have chosen extinction, he whispered. And he walked out. No one tried to stop him. The war had already begun. 3 days later, the galaxy burned. The Council launched a coordinated strike across human space. 17 fleets, 500 ships, and nearly 200,000 soldiers. They expected conquest. What they found was nothing. Human star systems were eerily silent. Stations dark. Outposts abandoned. Colonies evacuated. Hyperlanes empty. Where are the Terrans? Have they fled? No, sensors show something else. A scout fleet approached Earth's solar border. Then every ship in the fleet received the same message. A single Terran transmission. Turn back. The Grawl captain laughed and ordered his ships to press on. They never returned. Fragments of their hulls were later found orbiting Jupiter, cut so cleanly it looked as if reality itself had sliced them apart. A week into the war, panic spread across the Council. Humanity is using forbidden weapons. They violate natural law. Impossible. They are too young for such technology. But they were wrong. Humans were not using forbidden technology. They had simply evolved faster. The Council's arrogance had left them blind. The first major battle took place at Tau Cygni. A joint armada of 8 species warped in, expecting to crush the Terran defenders. Instead, they found a fleet of human ships unlike any ever seen. Angular vessels made of gravity-bent alloys. Hull plating that shimmered like liquid mercury. Weapon systems with no detectable power sources. Engines that left no ion trails, because they weren't using traditional propulsion at all. And standing at the center of it all was the Astraeus, humanity's flagship. It dwarfed every vessel present. When the Council's armada demanded surrender, the Astraeus responded with 3 words. You declared war. The battle lasted 6 minutes. 6. Not a single human ship was lost. The Council's fleets did not retreat. They simply ceased to exist. Word spread across the galaxy like wildfire. Humanity had disappeared for years into the Perseus expanse. Rumors claimed they'd gone quiet to build, research, innovate. No one imagined the truth. Humanity had surpassed the Council. By a lot. In desperation, the Council held another emergency assembly. What are these weapons? How did they advance so quickly? We must unite against them. Gerat trembled visibly, a rare display of fear from a species made of vapor. We declared war to cow them, it whispered. We assumed they were inferior. But we did not understand what humanity has become. The Grawl senator slammed his tail. Then we must strike Earth directly. A deadly silence followed. Even the bravest hesitated. Earth was no longer a star system. It was a fortress. Still, fear drove them. The Council united its largest forces, 90 species, 2,000 ships, and warped into Sol. The moment they arrived, their senses failed. Reality bent around them. Gravitational distortions twisted the void. Human satellites orbited with impossible precision, forming a shimmering network of interlocking shields. And then humanity spoke. Adrian Wolf's face appeared on every screen. Council members, he said softly. We gave you warnings. We offered peace. We asked only for equality. He looked at them, not triumphant, not vengeful. Just tired. You answered with threats. Demands. Slavery disguised as law. The Astraeus appeared behind him, its hull shimmering with stored energy. You declared war upon the one species willing to defend you from yourselves. Gerat tried to speak. Humanity, please, we can negotiate. You declared war, Adrian repeated. And we accept your surrender. As surrender, the Grawl senator roared. We never. Adrian raised a hand. You misunderstand. Humanity surrenders nothing. You do. A pulse of light rippled outward from Earth, a wave that crossed the entire Sol system in seconds. It was not a weapon. It was a message. Every Council ship's systems went dark. Weapons offline. Shields collapsed. Engines dead. Humanity had disabled an entire armada with a single activation. Gerat whispered the words no one wanted to hear. They've surpassed us. They've surpassed everyone. Adrian's face returned, expression unreadable. This war ends now. And then humanity released the second wave. A burst of quantum annihilation. No fire. No explosions. No debris. The Council fleets simply vanished, disassembled at the atomic level, leaving the space around Earth silent and empty. The Council had sparked their own extinction. In the days that followed, humanity moved across the galaxy with unstoppable efficiency. Not to conquer, but to dismantle the Council. Every seat of power collapsed. Every oppressive regime fell. Every species the Council had enslaved or exploited found themselves suddenly, unexpectedly, free. And humanity? Humanity stepped back. No empire. No demands. No rule. The galaxy watched in stunned silence. At the ruins of the Council spire, Adrian Wolfe delivered the final message. Humanity did not seek war. We sought justice. But when injustice became law, war became necessary. He looked out at the shattered hall, the same place that had condemned his species. The Council declared war against humans. Today, the galaxy understands why that was their final act. Humanity did not stay to gloat. They returned home, to build, explore, and rise higher still. And across the stars, the surviving species whispered the same truth. If the Council had chosen peace, they would have survived. But they chose war. And humanity ended it.